Good morning. Good morning, everyone. It is wonderful to be with you on this Wednesday morning. I want to talk to you this morning about 5 different types of people. I used to think there were just 2 types of people. And then sometimes I say there are 3 types of people. Actually, there are 5. 5 types of people that I want to talk to you about this morning on your check-in with Kevin at 7, or a little bit later if you're catching the replay. If you are here, do me a favor and just type in the chat area hello and where you're at right now, where you're coming from, and that would be awesome to just have a little bit of interaction. If you have any comments or any thoughts, please make a note anytime throughout the day. And if you've got any questions, we want to be here for you through this, just the series of lives where we want to be a source of encouragement and inspiration and for you. So I can't actually, yes, okay. Now I have clarity. I didn't know which camera I was looking at there for a second. There were 2 up there. So let me dive in. All right, 5 types of people. Okay, first type of person, or I should say, first person that's in a place in their stories, and that is somebody who is broken. Someone who's gone through the ringer and may have been battered by life or love or sometimes leadership, and you are not able to continue to function in the way that you've functioned before. Brokenness either leads to beauty or bitterness. And we all know people who might have experienced a broken season, a broken place in their lives. And the difference between those that are beautiful and those that are bitter is a word called surrender. Not giving up, but surrendering to a power that is greater than I, kind of like we talked about. I think maybe Monday or yesterday, I think it was Monday, surrendering to a rock that is higher than I, right, from Psalm 61. So, are you there? Are you broken? And if you are, we would be honored to help you traverse the landscape of your life so that you could experience some healing, and not to help you go back to where you've been, but actually to help you have clarity, never to go back to where you've been, and ultimately help you experience surrender, experience power that's greater than yours. And if brokenness has entered your world because you have done the best you can with what you have to try to make life work, then let us show you a better way. So brokenness, or broken, I should say. A second type of person who might not be broken, but they are burnt out. And if you were burned out, you've given it everything, but there's no more gas in the tank or petrol in the tank, depending on where you're watching from. Burned out, yesterday morning when we woke up, after the live, I made some coffee, believe it or not. I am a tea drinker, but I made some coffee, or I had some coffee with me creamer, and I went upstairs and sat down. I just felt this kind of letdown. I think this pandemic that we've been all in has really elevated our stress levels, has escalated our energies, and asked more from us than most of us are even aware of. And that probably not until things start to settle a little more than they already are, will we actually realize that our bodies, right? There's a phenomenal book out there called The Body Speaks, but our bodies will actually, just kind of, as I realized yesterday morning, just start to let down, start to come down, right? We talk about one tool that we'll talk about another time, your emotional elevator, and just that there's only so many floors right before you are, maxing, and where your head actually hurts, and because there's just not a lot of room left. You've reached your capacity for all the different things that are coming at you or that are on your plate. So sometimes we can find ourselves in a season or in a place of burnout. And when you're burned out, when the phone rings, like it's almost frustrating to you. It's almost maddening to you. When the phone rings, when you're not burnt out, phone rings, you're not mad. It's not an intrusion. It's not the worst thing in the world, right? And there are some other signs around burnout that we have in our Live, Love, Lead Academy, and I'll talk to you more about that later. But for now, burnt out. Might you be burnt out? Third type of person is a person that is bleeding. A person that is bleeding. And this may be you. I'm not sure. You've lost a lot of blood. You're not burnt out, but you've been wounded. And a lot of times in marriage and in relationship development and coaching or counseling settings, we use this picture for husbands usually to see their spouses as if they were bleeding on the floor. And we ask them, how would you treat them? How would you behave towards them? And when we ask that question, they say, well, I'd be gentle, I'd be considerate, I'd be kind, I'd be soft, might be panicked a little, but I'd be really attentive and caring, and sometimes we say, that is how she is, or that is where he is. On the outside, it doesn't look like it. So, are you hemorrhaging? Have you lost a lot of blood? Are you bleeding out or bleeding, and you need that to be addressed? And your Band-Aid attempts or plaster attempts or small wrap attempts are not sufficient for the attention that wound needs. I don't know. That may be you today. And if so, again, I want to invite you. Give us a call. 800-910-5060 is our phone number. We would be delighted to have a free chat with you and see if myself or one of our team might be a good fit for where you are to help you stop the bleeding. Fourth type of person is a type of person that isn't broken. They're not burnt out. They're not bleeding. In fact, they are battling. They're battling. They're in the battle. And in fact, you might even be winning the battle. You're battling. And you are hungry for support, maybe for reinforcements, and maybe for better tools, better weapons for your warfare. Or you're battling and you're losing ground. the enemy is encroaching and taking more than you are wanting to concede or to give up. And you know, I used to watch Westerns with me dad when I was growing up. I think that's the cavalry. I think it is. But the cavalry would be coming and you'd be like, oh, they're going to make it. It's going to be okay, you know. Shane's not going to die, you know, and whatever, the soldier. Or not the soldier, but the cowboy, actually. So anyway, all of that to say, are you battling? And are you running to the end of your resources? Do you need more effective ways? You may be battling and winning, you may be battling and losing. You may not remember the last time that you weren't in a battle. All of us are either heading into one or in the midst of one or coming out the other side. I mean, life is a life at war, a fellow named John Eldridge says. And frankly, the scriptures say that we're to be sober, to be vigilant, because our adversary, the enemy, walks around as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. That doesn't sound like a picnic. So, battling again, broken chains, live, love, lead. We would be honored, thrilled to come alongside you and to resource you. And frankly, obviously, we're not the only answer, right? Maybe where you are, maybe there's you've battled alone for long enough and you need a brotherhood that can come alongside you and lift up your arms, as that story goes in the Old Testament, or just have your back and give you the support that you need to continue to battle, or to stop battling and just practice being and let somebody else face the battle for a season. The last type of person is the type of person that is bored. And you've succeeded, you've reached a place in your life where maybe your kids are gone, and at least in college, or beyond that, and living lives of their own, having kids, and et cetera, you know, that this might be you, and you're looking for a sense of meaning or a sense of purpose or a next mission or next assignment. And if that's you, then again, we would encourage you to give us a call, and whether that's a career path, or whether that's your marriage, or whether that's, you know what, boredom is not a good place to be. Actually, there is a study that's been done that anytime you are hungry, angry, lonely, tired, or bored, you are in the danger zone. Well, for goodness sake, Kevin, sure, like, there's no time in my life. I'm not one of those. We've just found them show up in thousands and thousands of people, time and time and time again, when they've stepped outside of the boundaries of their stories. And so just throw that out there as a little freebie to just do a self-check and try to address those as best you can. And again, if you can't, then invite some other people in to your life. Where are you? Where are you on the 5 types of people? Are you broken? Are you burnt out? Are you bleeding? Are you battling? Or are you bored? And if we can help you in any of those phases, places, let us know. And we would be honored to, again, support you, come alongside you. We have 15 phenomenal coaches, spiritual directors, missions debriefers, and counselors that are skilled in their trade and gifted from above. And we have a foundational verse, really, a passage that we do everything that we do at Broken Chains from. And it's Luke chapter 4, verses 18 and 19, where it talks about Jesus talking for the first time in his earthly ministry. And he says, hey, gang, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, And he's anointed me to declare the good news to the needy. And for the longest time, I thought, hey, look, there's nothing else, just the good news. That's ultimately, why he came. And true, gang, he didn't just come for that. There's a comma after that, and you can't see this right now, but I want to go here because I don't want to skip something, and every little word in here is just really, really, really powerful. But it says, actually there's a semicolon depending on which translation you were reading, and it says, he sent me to heal the broken hearted. That's where we talked about first third person is a broken person, right? It talks about he's also come to deliver people who've been taken captive, people who've been something's happened in their life that they weren't in accordance with, they weren't in alignment with, they weren't like, yes, pick me, bring me into captivity. No, Jesus has come to set you free. There's sometimes that there's something that's happened in your life that may have happened a long time ago. Jesus is saying, hey, I've come to set you free. And you may fit into that captivity, something happening against your will, that even today you may still be living with the consequences or with how that's affected your thinking, affecting your relationships, your love life, your leadership today. And Jesus says, I've come to set you free. And recovering of sight to the blind. We can see that Jesus healed people of their visible, right, a physical sight, I should say. But there's a lot of times, man, when I have been accused of having blinders on. I know. Can you imagine? I need Jesus to open my eyes and help me see what I need to see. Hear what I need to hear as I hear the birds saying good morning, Kev, outside the window. Jesus also came to set free those who are in bondage. We could have probably added a sixth type, another B. But oftentimes, bondage leads to brokenness. Even when it wasn't someone else, but it was my choices that led me to where I am. Jesus says, I've come, kid, to even free you from the faux pas and the unwise decisions that you've made to land you up in where you are. So, I also said that I wanted to throw out a couple of thoughts to you this morning around confidence. And the difference sometimes between having a good day and a rough day is maintaining this sense of confidence that there's a purpose, that there's a provider, that there is a power source that you can tap into, and that your day matters, that your life matters, that your words matter, that your actions matter. And when we're confident, we're able to focus on the present, and it's easier to turn the obstacles in your life into opportunities, right? Or to see opportunity in the obstacle. But when you experience weakness, when confidence is held onto or felt by you or experienced by you, weaknesses are able to be turned into advantages and setbacks into setups or at least breakthroughs. But when life becomes uncertain and foggy, and you lose that sense of confidence, you lose that sense of bravado and courage to keep going, to persevere, to keep showing up, to defeat the bat of the blanket and get out of the scratcher, as we would say, where I come from. That's when oftentimes we can take our hardest hits. And so how do you protect confidence? How do you plug into confidence? And the first thought I would just encourage you all with, and it's not complicated, but it's simply to be present. To be present. Not allowing the life circumstances that you are in right now to drag you into a place that you can do nothing about, but you can do something about your presence, I should say, staying grounded rather than worrying about what is going on tomorrow. You've been promised grace sufficient for this day. And so I want to encourage you to be present today, just to be present to the people that you're with today, be present in the tasks that you have today. I talked with someone yesterday and they said, man, it's just so hard to stay focused. There's so many things kind of pulling for me. I don't know about you, but if I don't write things down, I'm toast. Some of you are like, my brain's like a steel vault, locked and loaded and sorted. No worries for me. Be present. Stay positive. Stay focused on God. Give me eyes to see what is good in this. When other people feel better after interacting with you, you are going to feel better too. In fact, someone else said to me on our team, I just think it's going to be good for me just to focus on other people and just kind of pour into them, because I've just had a lot of time lately where I've been forced to take care of me. And they said, I'm just looking forward to investing, to pouring out, to pouring in. And I got a report back at the end of the day. Absolutely fab day. So pumped. And they are impacting people who are leaders, who are pouring into a lot of other people. So there's just this beautiful ripple effect. But just hold on to that thought. When other people feel better after interacting with you, you will feel better too. And it's not about just helping people feel better, Well, you could do worse. That's not your goal. That's not your ultimate calling and purpose. But sometimes when you're in the middle of a pandemic, being purposeful about impacting the lives of other people can be fantastically positive for yourself. And so the third one is being productive. And your value is not in what you produce. Can I just remind you of that? In fact, I don't know what you're paid. I don't know what your hourly rate is. I don't know what your salary is. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, that's not what you're worth. They can't afford you, is the truth. What you are getting compensated for is a service that you are providing. It has nothing to do with your value as a person. So can we just get that out of the way? Okay? Productive. How can I measure my progress at the end of the day? How can I stay on task? Whatever you need to do to help you stay focused on the most important things in your day, do that. I use this planner called a full focus planner. And I'm not a diary person. I was going to say I'm not a planner person, but I'm telling you, God's been coming at me from all quarters. Those who plan do way better than those who don't. So I want to do better. So I'm learning how to plan. I'm learning how to write things down. I'm learning how to stay focused. I'm learning how to say, what are my top 3 most important tasks for this day? What are they? And at the end of the day, have like a debriefing for that day. What needs to be pushed to the next day? Just having a look ahead of what comes next and getting my head in gear. And there's so much more to that. I would encourage you to look that up. Be positive, be present, be productive, and know that your value isn't in your production, but it's in your personhood. It's in your identity, and your identity is not based upon your behavior. It's based on your birth, and maybe we'll talk about that another time. But hey, it is time's ticking on, and I trust you've gotten some good value from our time this morning. I want to encourage you, if you haven't already gone, to bit.ly /capital B, capital C, capital I. These capitals matter. Capital B, capital D, lowercase ay, to enter into our giveaway. I think tomorrow it ends. Either later today or tomorrow, but I think it's tomorrow it ends. And so really want to encourage you to dive in there if you haven't already. And do tell me hello and let me know where you've been watching from. If we can help you in any way, shape, or form, and you are not a phone person. I have some people in my life, they are not phone people, but they have no problem sending an email. Well, then send an email. Or I'm going to just say, send me a text. You can send us a text to 678-608-2111. And actually, if you text the word love, you will also be entered into our giveaway. And boom, there it is. All right. But if you've got any questions about having us come alongside you, that's another way that you can do that. So this is your mental health checkup for this morning. Check that box. Give us a call if we can help you. 800-910-5060. Send us an email to info@brokenchainsintl.com. Text the word love to 678-608-2111. Make sure, whatever you do, get yourself to bit.ly /BCIB day, and you can enter into our giveaway there. And I think that is all for today. 5 types of people. Are you broken? Are you burnt out? Are you bleeding? Are you battling? Or are you bored? Wherever you are in whatever season of your journey, we'd be honored to come alongside you and give you any encouragement that we can. In fact, that's what we're doing right now, and we will do for 14 days, and I can't remember when. I think we started last Thursday, so we've got another week or so to go. Join me at 7, and if you can't, then join me a little after. How are you, Sarah? How are you, Russell? How are you, Melissa? Write to me. Say hello. Let me know where you're coming from. Facebook will automatically share this with other people and other friends when there's some more interaction, some more engagement. And so we'd really appreciate any of that you can share with your Irish brother. And if myself or my team can be a support to you, please don't hesitate to let us know. God love you. God bless you. May His favor be upon you today. Be productive, be present, and be positive today, because it's a good day. God love you. Take care.